All right, we're back. Beyond Belmore Podcast. It's been a while. We've actually got one of the newest fan favourites, Joshy Curran. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me, mate. Thanks for having me.
Mate, you have. We'll speak about it a bit more later, but you've taken the fans by storm for a few reasons. You're a good sort. So the women love you, but mate, you just seem to be buying into everything here at the club. And we're speaking about the fans just off air. They just love people who have a crack, and you've had a great start to your career, mate. How are you enjoying it at the Dogs so far?
Yeah, mate, I'm loving it, I reckon, and it's real good. I'm really enjoying it. I think the probably most important thing is I'm just having fun again, you know. Obviously spent 5 years over at the Warriors, but came back home and Doggies, I don't regret my decision. Doggies is real good, and all the boys and the coaching staff here and everyone here, it's mad. I'm having so much fun, and all the boys are having fun as well.
Oh, I love that, mate. Love that. Well, we'll delve into that a bit later, but first things first, let's talk about the game against the Cowboys. Probably one that got away, but for yourself and your personal performance, mate, I thought you had a blinder. You know, you ran for over 200 metres in the front row. So we're just talking off air. You're a back row, and now you're in the front row, but you're saying you're liking it, mate? Are you enjoying the position change?
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. Obviously, I've played a bit of lock and back row, front row, but pretty much a front row this year, and I'm enjoying it. Just getting the hands on the ball more. Obviously, Maxi King's injured, and I felt like I've taken on myself to kind of lead from the front and step up. So, I've got a big probably 6 weeks block until Maxi comes back, and I'm looking forward for it.
What's the differences, mate? Like, you know, just for people listening, back row and front row, totally different positions. I just found it interesting. You said off air that you find the front row a little bit easier, which I find crazy. You played 73 minutes in the middle, which is unbelievable. What are the main differences from back row to front row?
Well, obviously front row you're in action more, you get more ball, but back row is more technical. Like, you're always getting up. It's kind of like doing shuttles, back rowers, and you got attack coming at you, but at the front row, you're always in tackles and you're always traveling, but you kind of get a bit of a rest in front row. I know it sounds real weird, but there's sometimes where you can get like a 5-second rest, and in the game that when you're blowing, you have that 5 seconds. Actually, it helps you heaps. So really enjoying the front row, and enjoying playing footy here.
There you go, mate. We'll start calling you Paul Gallen soon, mate. 73 minutes in the front row, but on the game itself, mate, probably fair to say the one that got away. It was a fairly close. It looked like a tough game up there. They're tough to beat up there, the Cowboys, but obviously a few areas Shearer would have said after the game. But what did he say that we didn't do to sort of win the game?
Yeah, obviously, the boys were disappointed. Got to give credit to the Cowboys. They're a tough team up there, but I feel like they didn't beat us. We actually beat ourselves. Like, we had, it's just moments where we lack in the game, and we've had a couple games that we should have won, but just little moments there where we lack, but we'll learn off it and get better. Like I said, I feel like we beat ourselves. They didn't beat us.
Now, I find it unbelievable. So the Cowboys, for me, when I watch them as a team, they're a great attacking side, but it just goes to show how good our defence is. And like guys like Scotty Drinkwater, they had no answers. You know, they obviously come up with some points, but being in the middle, it must give you that confidence in this defensive system that Ciro has, that all you got to do is work hard, and, you know, attacking teams can't crack us.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, when the Cowboys are on, they're on. They're a hard team to stop. And Drinkwater, he's one of them guys that if you give him open space, he can do anything. But the defensive system, I said it before. We had it at the Warriors. Webby brought it over. He learned it off Ciro at Penrith, and we had the same thing last year. And you actually don't realize how comfortable you feel in the defensive system when you get it right. It's you just know the person next to you and the person inside you's got to do their job, and just makes your job easier. Then if you do your job, then the person outside you, it makes their job real easy. And we all say it on the field, like, we actually feel that comfortable in Belmore, where it's just we don't actually care. Even like when we go down to 12 people, it's pretty weird, but yeah, we get a lift off it and we get hyped up. But we feel so comfortable in the defensive system, and yeah, we actually enjoy it.
Yeah, well, there's no better way to win games than off the back of the defence, and you boys just look so comfortable working with each other, and I'm sure all the fans out there love seeing it. But, mate, let's delve a bit into yourself. So you grew up in Marylands, a very footy-orientated area, very multicultural area. How was that, mate? And did you want to play for the dirty Parramatta Eels when you were a kid? Please tell me no.
Yeah, so grew up in Marylands. Was real young. Dad played for Marylands Rams. I used to go to all these games. Used to always watch his games. Go in the dressing sheds with him. Then when I was 3, I used to be a little. I used to always run away from mum and dad. They used to always put their number on my hand because they just I used to always run away. Then when I turned 3, Dad just said, "Stuff it, we're chucking you in footy." So I actually played my first game when I was 3 with my brother.
3 years old.
Yeah, in the under 6s.
Is that legal?
Yeah, well, Dad done it to burn off energy on me, and yeah, I guess it worked out. So first club was Maryland's Rams, and we moved out of that area. Then went over to Castle Hill. Then played for Hills Bulls, and got picked up as a para junior. Then
wow. I work up in the office now, but for me, they throw me out in the field to burn off energy too. When I'm 35 years old, so mate, don't feel bad. You're in the para system. Probably back when you were there, and even when I was there, one of the strongest systems. It's probably the comparison to Penrith right now. I just remember all the para boys. They'd always get boots, ASIC boots. They'd always have all the best gear. Was that the case when you were there, mate? Like, were you a plotter, or were you always the guy that was like, wow, were you one of the best players in the ball and mat sides?
Yeah, it's probably not to sound cocky, but yeah, I was probably that player that, I guess I didn't have to work hard. I got picked off talent, and I played up in age Harramats, my own age, then up in age SG. Then instead of playing my own age in SG, I went straight up to 20s, and went to para system. Then Roosters wanted me. Then kind of turned a bit sour because I told para that I was going to Roosters because they gave me a 3-year contract, top 30. Then para wanted me to do a 12-month training trial, and I was just like, oh, it's a no-brainer. And plus, like, I loved watching Boy Cordner. He's like my idol, and I've always wanted to base my game off him. And Robbo just said, come over to us and you can train me Boydo, and Boydo can like kind of show you the way. And I was just like, oh, 100% I'm going. Then a week later, I got the release. So went over to Roosters and started my career over there. Played 20s, played a bit of cup, then got the chance to debut in Melbourne. But my debut story is pretty crazy. Robbo said, like, oh, mate, I'm going to take you as 18th man, and Mum and Dad were going to come down. I was like, oh, no, don't come down. Like, it's just for experience. Like, he just wants me to get the experience, get used to it. Then Siwa pulled up with a sore back, and I was rooming with Siwa. He's like, oh, bro, my back's like cooked day. And Robbo came up to me and just said, mate, if Siwa doesn't play, you're going to play. I'm just like, oh, no, I've told Mum and Dad not to come down.
Oh, no.
So, sending the family chat, I was just like, I actually could be playing here. And they were like freaking out a little bit. Then Siwa got to game day. Siwa's back was still pretty tight. He goes, oh, I'm just going to have a sleep, see how I pull up. And I was just like, oh, I can't room with him because like I'm wigging out right now. What's happening? Then we went to pre-game lunch, went to the field. He looked all right. I walked out on the field at Amy Park, and I was like, oh, shit, this is a mad stadium. Like, first ever time being at, like, a proper stadium. I was like, man, this is crazy. Then he came up to me, he's just like, oh, bro, do you like the stadium? I'm just like, yeah, bro. It's like mad as Didn't think of anything about it.
Do you like the stadium? Yeah.
And he walked away. Then I walked back to the dressing shed, and Robbo came up to me and shook my hand and said, mate, you'll be debuting this week.
Wow.
Today. And I was just like, bro, what the hell? And I was just like, the first thing I said to him, I was like, I need to tell mum and dad. He goes, nah, it's all good. And Hardy was there. And Hardy, because Hardy was my school teacher.
Yeah, so take us back a little bit. So you went to Patrician Brothers Blacktown, and Hardy was your teacher.
Yeah, Hardy was my school
One
teacher.
of the great men of the rugby league system, Adam Hardy, and I love him. But yeah, he said, so you had him at Patrician Brothers, and how was his influence? Did he help you get to the Roosters?
No, so I forget who the recruitment manager was at that time. It was before Hardy.
Okay.
The guy before Hardy got me then, Hardy came in, but Hardy was my school teacher from year 7. So it's pretty funny seeing him here and just seeing him all around football. I was a little pest in his class. But,
Any detentions from Hardy?
he was pretty good. He was good. He knew how I was, so he kind of just let me be. I wasn't really a school person. I hated school. I was just, So I'd done an in-school apprenticeship, done plumbing while I was going to school. So, I'd do pretty much plumbing the whole week. Then if we had a school game, say if we had a school game on a Wednesday, I'd plumb for Monday, Tuesday, go train Tuesday arvo with the school, then go play footy on Wednesday, then go back plumbing on Thursday, Friday.
So there wasn't much schooling.
Nah, I dropped out of school at year 10.
Okay.
I just it wasn't for me. Like I just hated football. I hated school. Wasn't for me. Then I've always wanted to do apprenticeship, have something on the back of me. Then got that opportunity. But so I've known Hardy for a long time. But Hardy called my parents up and told him, and that they were stoked. They were disappointed they didn't come, but I told them not to, so it's pretty much my fault. But I had a mate that came to the game, and it was like crazy. He was down there for $1, and I said to him, I was like, bro, I could be playing. And he's like, get me a ticket straight away. And he came in the crowd, and it was like day 2. And when I ran on the field for warm up, he was yelling, and he was like, you could honestly hear him out of everyone in the crowd there. This is very grateful I got to debut there. Got to play with Cooper Cronk, Boyd Cordner, Jazzy, and all them boys. So it was it was pretty crazy, man, looking back at it.
Man, that's amazing. We got a bit in common, me and you. Hated school. I'm a plumber as well. So maybe when you're done, we can start a business.
Plumbing's terrible, man. I hated it so
Isn't
much.
it wild? You know what's funny? It's obviously, like you said, it's good to have the trade. It is great to have it, but wow, it is
It's
hard.
terrible work.
It's some hard yakka.
It is.
But
honestly.
do you think with that, because you've done that and you worked on site and stuff, it sort of makes you appreciate how good we got it?
Like, 100%.
You know, when we have hard days of training, and you get some of these kids that come straight out of school, 18, into the system, and they're like, how hard's today? I'm like, mate, get on the end of a shovel and then come to train and see how you go.
Man, I remember there was a couple of days there where I was on the shovel the whole day, then would go to training and we'd have a big day on the field, then we have gym. And because I lived out west and I was travelling into the eastern suburbs, it would take me like an hour to get to training and back home. So I wouldn't get home till like 9 o'clock, have dinner, pretty much go straight to bed, wake up at 5:30 in the morning, go to work site, do the exact same thing over again. That's why I can see why people like quit football as well when they get to the age of 20 and like they're doing work but also juggling football, because honestly I know how hard it is, and getting home late, then waking up early, having a full day on the tools it's torture.
Mate, I actually say, I've said it before in an interview, I think it's the toughest period of your life. Well, it was definitely mine when you got to come in, you got to go to work.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you got to you could have a bad day at work. Your boss is into you because I was hopeless at plumbing. I didn't even know I still don't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to change a washer. So I struggled there. And then you'd come here and I don't know, you've heard of Gaz Carden. He's one of the old trainers. He was relentless. I think the Flegg boys, because the Flegg boys got a buy this week. And there might be a special guest there today. I don't want to scare him. I hope the Flegg boys aren't listening, but he actually, then again, he made me he gives you that mental toughness. But I think that's why guys fall off the cliff, because they're just like, man, I can't do this. Like working all day, then coming to footy, then starting again. But you understand it, hey? You really 100%. Do.
Like it's honestly, it actually takes a toll on your body. Even like the boys that play local league, like just A grade, like work all day, then go play just local league. Like I don't know how they do it. I got so much respect for them.
Yeah.
When we have a hard day, that's literally all I think of. Like, yeah, days are hard here, but yeah, you could be in the shovel the whole day. Then go to work and don't get home to friggin' 9:30 and wake up at 5:30. So, yeah, very grateful for
Yeah,
now.
mate, best job in the world. So, you spoke about, you would have been obviously very excited to debut, but your family has not been there. I'm assuming your family have been there from the start. Who does your family consist of, mate? Your brothers, sisters?
Yeah, so we're a pretty small family. I got one brother, mum, dad still together. They've been in my life the whole time, and yeah, very grateful for them. They always, when I was younger, they always took me to football, took me to everything, travelled with me. So, yeah, to have them by my side is very grateful, and yeah, I always go out there each week to play for them, and obviously, yeah, my culture as well.
Nice, mate. Nice. So you make your debut at Amy Park, and so where'd you go from there? So you're at the Roosters. How many games you play at the Chooks?
Nah, so I only played one. I played I played one game at the Chooks. Following week after that, they had Anzac game against Dragons, and
Big game.
Yeah, Robbo's just like, oh mate, I'm gonna put you as 18th man. I was like, sweet, no worries. I was still pretty stoked. I got my debut, so I was like, yeah, perfect, sounds good. No worries. Went to play cup a little bit. Then they had Boyd Cordner, Angus Crichton, Sitili Tupanua, Nat Butcher, and then they had me. So I was like kind of fifth string. My manager said, Warriors are interested in you because Peter O'Sullivan. Or Sully, that's who it was. Sully was the recruitment manager at Roosters before Hardy.
Yep.
Then he went over to Warriors, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to come over to the Warriors for an opportunity?" And I was 19, and I was just like, "Oh, yeah, like it would be cool. Like I need to have a think about it." But the deadline was June the 30th, and I got told on June the 25th. So I had like pretty much 3 days to make a decision to like pretty much pack up my bags and move a different country. I was weak. It was probably one of the most stressful 3 days of my life because I'm just like, mate, I've never moved out of home. Moving to another country that I got no idea. Then one of my good mates were there, Jackson Fry, that I used to play at the Roosters with in 20s. He moved over there. And called him, messaged him. He's like, yeah, mate, like, come over. It's so good. You can room with us. I was just like, oh, stuff it. Like, what's there to lose? Like, I'll do it young, going to a different country. May as well experience it. Went over there, went into, like, their shared house. And I was just like, I reckon I was in there for probably 4 weeks. I'm like, get me out of here. Like, let me move in with you. And, moved in with him. Probably played maybe 4 games that year with the Warriors. So yeah, I was pretty stoked to get them 4 games. And when was it? 2020 it could have been that. Yeah, it was 2020. Done a whole preseason training as back row before round 1 started. Mook said, I'm going to start you as back row. Cheering. Then that week I tore my calf. And kind of put me out for 2 weeks. I was trying to push it, and I couldn't run off it. And put me out for 2 weeks. Then bloody COVID hit. So the boys played. I think they could have played Canberra. They played Gold Coast. Sorry, round 1 at Seabus. Then COVID hit, and they played Canberra at Seabus as well. And the boys that stayed back for that game had to go into a 14-day quarantine at Lennox Head. So we went over to Lennox Head, and it was like day 10, and NRL called off the competition. And it was just. Yeah, them times were crazy. It was just, I don't know, it was such a weird time.
And when you think about it now, like it's just crazy what happened.
Yeah.
And you've gone from, you've about para, great opportunity to go to the Roosters to learn off one of your idols in Boyd Cordner, and you get your debut there, and then it doesn't really, like you say, your 5th string.
Yeah.
So then How old are you then? How old are you?
No, I was 19.
So,
I was young.
but still, like you, at these days, like you're 19 with like, you can play first grade at 19 if you're ready. But then you get a decision. You have to make a decision in 3 days to go across the ditch. It's not just going up the Central Coast or you know what I mean. It's a huge decision, and then you get there and you sort of you find your feet. You play 4 games, and then COVID hits.
Yeah.
And then so like how you feeling at that point? You know, it's you're away from home. You're away from everyone. It's not going exactly the plan. Well, the world wasn't. How were you? How were you over there? Were you mentally okay? Did you struggle a little bit?
No, I was pretty sweet. Obviously, I was more angry that friggin' I was in quarantine for 10 days and it got called off. So I was just like, bloody hell, we just pretty much wasted 10 days for no reason. I knew the comp was going to start back up, but it's kind of got to a point where I was just like, man, like I've just freaking had a starting spot then. Tore my calf and that happened. So we flew back to New Zealand. I was rooming with it was me, Kyle Lawton, and Jacko Fry, and we were just chilling. Was it 2 months the game got called off for? Whatever time it was. They were telling us to train, and it was such a weird time.
How hard was that to train like without being here and?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like you kind of knew you were training for no reason, but like you had to stay fit because it was going to start up again. But like training by yourself, it's pretty hard to keep the fitness up.
It's hard, man.
But and eventually got called back on. We moved to Tamworth, done a block there, then moved to, I think it was Terrigal.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
Yeah, then we moved to Terrigal. And
he's went everywhere, hey.
Yeah.
I forget
I've
about that period.
I've moved that many times,
so
man.
you were part, like, because that's what I remember when everyone was saying, like, we got to pay the Warriors back for what they've done. So you were a part of that.
Yeah,
you were
so
all the moving and.
I was living out of, man, honestly, I was living out of a suitcase for like 2 years. So went to Tamworth, done a training block there, moved to Terrigal, and that's when it all like started back up. But they said the players that don't play, because they cancelled New South Wales Cup, they said the players that don't play just got to train. And
take that.
So I played a couple games, got dropped. Started playing a couple more games, then got dropped again. And it was kind of like at the point where the season was gone. But I'd probably say 2020 was a gap year of football for me. So that if you didn't get selected, you pretty much we're just getting pumped. We were just getting flogged on the Saturday. And we were up in Terrigal. I remember Roger, he got suspended one time, and he came to our training, and he was just like, he came to us boys. He goes, boys, like, is this what you do like every session? This was after the session finished. And we're like, yeah, bro, like this is what we do. He's just like, I promise you, this will not happen again. And he went and spoke to the SNC, and after that, we just played con games the whole like every Saturday. So it was good, but it was pretty hard as well, because if you weren't playing, you were getting pumped. But I knew how the boys felt like when they came over here, not seeing family and that. But for me, I was kind of happy because I was close to mum and dad. Mum and dad were still living in Sydney. They'd drive up, and I couldn't hug them or anything, so I'd like talk to them like through a gate.
Weird, like, man.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's weird. So I was like talking to them through a gate. They'd bring my dog up. I couldn't even pat my dog. And I'm just like, I looked at him, I'm just like, well, what the hell's happening right now? I just feel like we're just so restricted. Like, can't even hug my family. Kind of just got on the piss the whole year with a couple of the boys. And 2020 was a write-off.
So 2020, when did they sign Webby? When did the Warriors sign Webby?
Nah, that was like 2 years after.
Oh, okay.
Because then we still didn't have a coach after 2020.
So Todd Payton was like stand-in?
Well, they wanted to sign Todd Payton, but he said no because he already agreed to the Cowboys gig.
Yeah.
So they were trying to find a coach, and Brownie came on board, Nathan Brown.
Yeah, okay.
They signed him.
For some people, betting can get out of hand. Look out for your mates and start a conversation if you're worried about them. Reclaim the game. Be gamble aware.
And that's when COVID was still going around. And we had to go. So when off season finished, we're like, all right, what the hell are we doing? Like, all us Aussie boys are got to go back, and they're like, we've got to do a split preseason. The NZ boys, because that's when they close the borders as well.
Yeah. That's
so
right.
the NZ boys had to do preseason over there, and the Aussie boys had to do preseason in Kiama. So I moved down to Kiama for, what was it? For 6 weeks. Done a preseason down there. Then after Christmas, went back to mum and dad moved up to Gold Coast. Went up to Gold Coast for the Christmas break. Then we got an exemption to move back to Terrigal.
Mate, what's going on here?
Sorry,
been
not
everywhere.
Terrigal. Tamworth. Moved back to Tamworth.
Even further.
So we had to do the block after Christmas at Tamworth.
And this was separate.
Yeah.
No.
So the Warriors, New Zealand boys moved over to Tamworth.
And then
So
we
we joined back up together.
Mate,
And
that's
it's even like think about it now. I forget where I've moved.
Yeah, I know. I was
Moved
just about to
that many
say,
places.
you've said about 7 places. I don't even know half of them.
Yeah, so we moved. We all after the Chrissy break went to Tamworth. Done that block of pre-season. Then from Tamworth we moved back to Terrigal for the start of the year.
Jesus.
So we're like, all right, sweet, like, and all the boys was just getting off. It was like, man, I'm sick of it. We just want to stay like somewhere for the whole year. Then played half the year, and then the comp moved up to Queensland. So we had to move. We had to pretty much pack up our bags in 4 days and move up to Queensland.
Yeah, right.
Then we were staying at Carrara. With the doggies were there.
Mm-hmm.
It was us, doggies, Raiders, and Rabbitohs. Then we were staying there for, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks. Then we moved to Surfers Paradise at Peppers there.
It's a G up.
Oh, bro.
I'm done.
It was a pain
You cannot
in the
make
ass,
me. Oh, mate. Like, how do you even get, like, stability or it's just, that is.
Bro, you wouldn't unpack your suitcase. That's what it was. You just, like, keep your clothes in your suitcase because you knew you would move in again.
Mate, that is a tough period. Like, and that's why I remember just how appreciative the NRL was of the Warriors because he's had to move so much. And so anyway, when the footy actually, got back to playing and stuff, where are we at there? Like,
All right, so the 2021 season, we fully started. I started in Cup. Probably played the first maybe 9 games or 8 games in Cup. And Brownie said, mate, once you get your defence right, you'll be in NRL. I can promise you that. And I remember there was one game. After the game, me and Jacko were on the golf course and Brownie called me. And I answered it. He goes, mate, I bloody told you, once you get your defence right, like, you're in. I was like, oh, sweet. He goes, so you're playing this week? I'm like, oh, sweet, mate. He's like, sweet, no worries. He goes, yep, you're going to be starting lock. And I was like, all right, perfect. Played lock that game, then moved back to second row, played the whole 80. And, I was like, oh, once I get the chance, like, I'm not going to let it go this time. I'm going to take it with both hands. And, probably that game, we were first in Dragons at Jubilee. And, played a real good game and kick-started my career off. I played 14, 15 games that year. And I was just like, man, like, I'm not going to, like, if I'm going to take this serious, I'm going to take this serious. And, 2021 season, probably kick-started my career off. And it was to Brownie because, he sat me down at pre-season. He goes, mate, if you got to stuff around and take the piss, like, just leave now. And, probably that chat woke me up a little bit. And, kick-started my career off. So
It's cool. Like, you think sometimes, like, well, Brownie in that instance, someone's saying that to you, like, if you're a bit young and you're a bit, I suppose, not not on yourself or a bit arrogant. You'd be like, "Nah, go away, mate. I've got here."
Yeah.
But it's good. Like I sort of similar things happened to me when I was a bit younger with a few of my coaches, and you appreciate it now.
Yeah, 100%.
So that probably started off your career, and you played some really, really good footy at the Warriors. But then how does it come about that you're sitting here right now in Belmore? Because you played some great footy. You put your name. You did. You put your name on up there at that time. And if I was a fan watching, I'd be like, mate, he's good to be at the Warriors for a long time. So what happened to sort of get you here to the Bulldogs?
Yeah. So before that chat, I guess my whole from school I went straight into first grade, and I kind of didn't know what. I wouldn't say not what working hard is, but I've always got picked off talent, and probably from that chat, kind of woke me up, and it's just like, all right, there's way more to football than just getting picked by talent. Like you just can't go out each week and play good and just expect to get picked. But that 2021 season, he woke me up. Then 2022, had a good year again. I was playing lock. Was in talks for Origin, and I pretty much was in for selection. Then bloody done my MCL 2 weeks before the Origin selections, and I was pretty gutted, but I guess things happen for a reason. Done my MCL, was out for 6 weeks, sorry. Then played the back end of that 2022 season. The borders opened, and that's when the 2022 season. That's when they played the first game in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And honestly, I reckon it's probably COVID, probably the best thing that happened for New Zealand, because I remember when I first moved over there was, the fans were good, but I wouldn't say they're the fans they were now. So, you'd go to Mount Smart, it'd be packed, but it wouldn't be that packed where... Man, I remember that first game back in Mount Smart versus the Tigers. It was crazy.
They sold it out. They sold out for weeks.
They're still selling out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's that's why I'm saying probably COVID's probably the best thing that happened for New Zealand, because it's brought rugby league back into the country, and that game was crazy. And every game after that we played in New Zealand, it was just sold out. So that year finished, then Webby came on board, and I was just like, mate, this is ridiculous. This is my 5th coach in 5 years. I said to my manager, I was like, mate, I think I'm gonna leave. It's just too unstable.
Yeah, right.
Then had a phone call with Webby, and he was just like, mate, I want you to be at the Warriors. I want you as our lock, and back row. I need you to come back. And I was just like, I'll give it one more chance, just see what happens. Trained it pre-season. Murata Nikora signed with us. He was at New Zealand. At Kiwis, I was training with Shawnee Johnson, and kind of got pushed back in the pecking order. Murata came in, went to that spot, and I was just like, oh, sweet. It is what it is. I had a real good combination with Sean. I literally, when he caught the ball, I knew what he was going to do, and he knew what I was going to do. And if I said to Sean, I'd say to Sean sometimes, just hit me and trust me, and he would hit me and either go over or make a break. But Shawnee, he made it real easy for me. He just does his job, and I just run lines. But every time he caught the ball, I literally knew what he was going to do. So built a real good combination with him. Then the 2023 season started, and I literally said to Webby, when I sat down, I just said, man, I just want a coach that believes in me and trusts in me, and just lets me go out and do my thing. I'll stay in the system, but I just want to go out there and have fun. I remember the first game I played 19 minutes, and I was coming off seasons where I was playing pretty much 80 minutes in the middle, or my average minutes were 60 to 80. I played 19 minutes, and I was just like, what the hell? Kind of was a hit in the face. I was like, man, I just got promised to come over here and come back like he wants me. I was just like, oh, whatever. Like it is what it is. Then, yeah, that whole half of the year pretty much didn't really play football. Like I just was playing only 20 minutes or 20 minutes if I was lucky. I was pretty much going on when the game was like finished, like with 15 minutes left and going on as second row and going on as second row. You can't really like do much in 15 minutes. So the game was pretty much dead. I got dropped at the start of the year. Went put to cup, and I was just like, oh, like what the hell's going on? Then played cup, got put as 18th man the following week. That's when Doggies went over to New Zealand. Then the game after that, I played back row. Still was doing the same thing. There was a couple of games where I actually played centre more than I did back row that year.
But what was Webby saying? Because he said he wanted you, and was it just what do you think it was? Because he was saying to you, he wants you there.
Yeah,
He's only giving you 15 minutes. Was it hard? Obviously, it's hard to cop if.
Yeah, there was games where there was sometimes where he wouldn't even use the whole interchange cards.
Yeah, okay.
Like we got 8 and he'd use 6. Like we got 2 cards left, or like there was games there where boys wouldn't even get on. Like and like I feel like if you play 20 minutes over there off the bench, like you've had a good game. And yeah, it's just I don't know. Maybe that's just how he uses his bench. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I was just like, oh, what the hell? Like kind of wasting like looking back, I didn't have the right. I probably didn't look at it at the right way. I was just like head down, just like sooking about it, where I could have probably changed it around, but yeah, I guess it led me here. But yeah, I played more games at centre than I did my actual position last year. I reckon I played about 8 games at centre.
Wow.
So yeah, and there was games where I'd play like 70 minutes at centre, and yeah, it was actually fun. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I got
front row, back row, centre, whatever you want.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty versatile, man. But after the year was done, obviously made finals versus the Broncos to make the grand final, and we're winning, and all the boys were G'd up, we're winning. Then they scored off that forward pass. I can say it now because I'm not there. But they scored off that forward pass, and instead of the boys going, all right, what's the next job? I guess we kind of held on to that moment, and Broncos kind of just took the game away from us. So that killed us. Season ended, and the same thing. I literally got on with 15 minutes to go in that final, and I was filthy. I was just like, man, like what the hell? I barely played. Like I was playing more minutes at centre than my actual position.
Yep.
So I was just like, what the hell's going on? I was filthy after the year, after the game. Done the season review, and that was pretty tough. They said they're not going to re-sign me pretty much like when the season's finished this year.
Yeah, okay.
So it's when you get told that, it's pretty much saying I don't want you here.
Yep.
Like, and everyone thinks I left because I was homesick. Like, yeah, I miss my family, but you know, I started my career there, and yeah, it was good there. But yeah, when you get told that, it's pretty. You know what it means. Like, it's we don't want you here.
Don't worry, mate. It's happened to us all.
So I was just
some more times than
others. So after, and bro, we were coming off Mad Monday, and we had Mad Monday, and we had the review like 2 days later. So I was hungover and that, and I was just like, man, fuck.
That's
like,
an ugly feeling.
Listening to this, I'm just like, man, what the hell's going on right now? I remember he looked at me, he's just like, mate, what's wrong? And I just said, well, obviously, like I said to him, you don't trust in me. Like, obviously, like, if you did, I would have played more minutes. But it is what it is. And I just said, to be honest, I just want to go home to the family right now. Like, the last thing I want to do is sit here. Like, I'll reflect on my season, like, a week after I'm finished. Like, because I feel like clubs, like, I'm kind of the person that doesn't reflect on the season, like, straight after the season's finished. Like, you kind of got to sit back and just think about the whole year, like, how you went, and, like, just soak it in. You know.
Well, Mad Monday goes for a week, so
Yeah, well, you got to
can't be reflecting then.
you got to like sit back. Like it's a long year, and you just got to figure out like break it down. Like what did I do wrong? What can I do better? So it takes time. And I remember looking at him. I just said, mate, I just want to go home, mate. Like I want to be with mum and dad right now, or my family, my friends. Like I'll reflect on the season like in a week's time. Like I can't do it now. And you just told me that, like, sweet. Like, obviously, I know you don't want me here. Then he was just like, oh, no, like, it's not like that. I'm just like, mate, I'm not dumb. Like, it's business. Like, when a club says that to you, you're not wanted. Then told my manager, and he's just like, oh, shit, like, what the hell? Then, kind of, we asked. We said, well, you don't want us to be here. I'm going on the open market then. And they said, sweet, like we can give you permission to talk to clubs. Had a couple offers, but Gus called me when I was in Brisbane, and he's just like, how you going? Talking to me. He's just like, oh, what's your plans over the next 3 weeks? And I just said, oh, mate, I'm going away. Going to Bali, got a wedding over there, then going to Japan with my partner. He goes, sweet, when you're back, are you keen to meet up? And I was just like, yeah, sweet, like, sounds good. He goes, sweet, I'll give you a call in 3 weeks. I told him the day I was coming back. He called me the next day. He's like, mate, you still keen to come down? I said, yeah, sweet, done. Came down, toured. Met him at the Leagues Club, him and Ciro.
Chinese?
No.
Oh.
Just the cafe.
What?
Just the
Wow.
cafe. But, met him at the Leagues Club. I reckon I was talking to him for about an hour. I was pretty shy, bro. I didn't because like I feel like everyone looks at Gus as like a big like scary, you know what I mean? Like when you see like you Gus and see him, I reckon everyone's scared of him. But right, I was talking to him for like an hour. I was pretty shy. Then he's like, "Do you want to come tour the facility?" I was like, "Yeah, sweet." Took me around, showed me it. Then had a good chat with him, Ciro. Then left. He said, "I'll speak to you." To my manager, he's like, "Oh, I'll speak to you soon." I reckon send him the contract, and my manager's like, "Oh, mate, he's already sent me the contract."
Wow.
They sorted it out. Then I was just like, "Sweet, let's do it, stuff it." Then had to go back. I signed the contract and had to go back over and clean the house out and sell all my stuff.
Wow.
But the funny thing was, I went back to New Zealand. Said see you to like all the boys, like the boys were sweet, man. All the boys, all the stuff was sweet.
The boys always understand.
Yeah.
No matter what. That's the one thing people are like, oh, like they'll be off him. Like, no. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's
I was real close with them boys. Like we're all real close. So I said see you to them. That was pretty sad. Said see you to all the coaching staff. Then don't think I've ever heard from Webby so much in my life when I left. Calling me every second day, and then I'm just like, oh, bro, it's all right.
It's all good, Webby.
Yeah, don't worry. Like, you didn't want to help me before, so why help me now? So, then finished all that, then started preseason here, man, and like I've said it before, like I feel like I haven't left like clubs because the whole system's the same. Like everything's the same. What Sarah's created, everything's the same here, bro.
That's mad. That would have made it feel more comfortable. And one thing that I was just thinking while you're talking to have on your resume is Nick Politis wanted you and Gus Gould. Not many people can say that.
Yeah.
Two of the big dogs, the godfathers. So, well, mate, we're glad to have you here. And one thing we've got to go into segment 2 because this has been the longest segment I've ever been a part of. But I've loved it. But you spoke about the Warriors fans and how they started coming to the games at COVID and had that sort of the wars come into it, but obviously no comparison to the Bulldogs fans who
Bulldogs
absolutely
fans
love
are
you.
next level. Like I honestly thought Warriors fans were hectic. Like they honestly at Mount Smart Stadium. Mount Smart Stadium is probably like one of the best stadiums to play at. Like full crowd. The Warriors fans have got all their signs up. It's like a thing to do over there now. Like if Warriors are playing on a Saturday or a Friday, you go to the game, then go out after. Like I feel like it's a thing that they've created there, and like you can see it now. Like they're still selling out games.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty keen to go over there and have a play over there in a full crowd. But man, I thought Warriors fans were hectic, but coming to the Doggies, bro, it's next level way. Mainly because like we're winning this year and like we're going good. Even like at Accor Stadium, like it gets that loud at Accor, and Accor's a big stadium.
Yeah,
we've been getting maybe 20, 25.
Yeah.
And it holds 80, but you can still hear it out on the field. Like, it's crazy. Then, like, I can't believe, like, how many actual fans there are around, like, Australia. Like, I go up to Gold Coast and there's Doggies fans up there. Like,
everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Everyone says that random South guy. It's always Bulldogs, I reckon.
Yeah.
There's way
honestly,
more.
There's so much Bulldogs, like, supporters.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, even in Townsville, there was so many Bulldog supporters up there. I'm just like, holy crap, like, migrating everywhere.
Well, wait, you say Mount Smart, but I reckon in 2 weeks we play here against the Raiders, and I reckon this place will be rocking. We're actually selling tickets on the top of people's roofs because they've got no seats in here.
I heard they just keep the gates open and they just don't look for tickets anymore.
Just let them in.
Yeah.
Just let them all in.
First game was against Tigers, and that was pretty cool. But to have a packed out crowd at Belmore would be epic. So
Nothing better, mate.
I
can't wait for you to experience it.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Let's take some time to reflect here. Haslam's sideline conversion in 2002. Trent Hodkinson's field goal in 2014. Thrifty becoming the Bulldogs' official car rental sponsor in 2023. Some of the greatest moments in Bulldogs history. Which one is best? Bulldogs fans can score 15% off the base rate of day with Thrifty. For the best deals on car rentals, visit www.thrifty.com.au/Bulldogs.
All right, mate. So these are called our classic questions because our classic is our sponsor. You like the jacket?
Yeah.
I had a shirt before and it was very tight. I
The
needed
new thing now, tight shirts.
Yeah, I don't know. I still try it, but people laugh at me because I'm a string bean. But anyway, all right. So these are just rapid fire. Just give you some quick answers. So, would you cut your hair, and if so, how much?
No.
Nah.
No. Just a straight no.
I was looking at your Instagram.
I don't look the same.
Before. You look good with short hair too.
No, I don't.
You do.
I get pulled up every time at international airport because I don't think it's me. Because I look that different. I'm not even taking piss.
Really?
They like double check it. Then like I have to get like. Do you know when you go at the back of the like you scan your passport and they look at it, then you have to go at the back. I always get put at the back, and they always have to have a look at it. Because of my hair, I look that different with short hair.
I always get taken around the back too because they think I'm shifty. They'd look at my passport and go, Belmore, yeah, bring him. All right. So you said you're a plumber by trade. What was the worst job you done as an apprentice? Do you remember like a shit job?
Bro, my whole first year, I didn't even do plumbing. I was doing gardening for my boss.
Hold on. Oh, so what? But so have you got your ticket?
Yeah, I'm qualified.
Fully qualified.
Oh well, I got to go back and do like the 1 year practical. But like I've done all my TAFE, I've done everything. But the first year of my apprenticeship, my boss made me do his hedges. Like pretty much, I was doing his whole garden. I don't know why. It's just first year apprenticeship.
So did you do? But surely, what, second year, third year?
Then second year, third year.
Did you ever touch
Yes.
poo?
Yes, I did. I've done second year, third year. I said to him, mate, I'm not doing this. If I'm going to do the same thing, then I actually started doing it. I actually started learning how to plumb. So I could probably say like I'm a plumber/gardener.
Wow, not many people can say that.
Yeah, freaking first year apprenticeships, man. You get stitched up.
Oh, mate, you do all the worst jobs. Yeah. You know, all they used to make me do because like so the boss would be like, send Josh over there to do that. And because I couldn't do that, they just say, send him up to get the lunches. So that's all he can do. Yeah, right. It's an interesting job, but hey, we've got it. We've got the ticket. So you got plenty tattoos. Yeah. What's your favourite and why?
No, I got my dog on my side. It's my first it's my my actual first dog. And I had to get my side covered. I didn't know what to get, so I was like, I'll get my dog. But the way it's happened, like the way she done it, it's like identical to him.
Yeah, really.
Which is what I wanted, but
that helps.
Yeah, which like if it wasn't, I'd be filthy. But like, nah, probably my dog. Before I moved over to New Zealand, I wanted to take my dog with me, but Mum said no. So pretty much, Mum and Dad's taking my dog off me.
So this is the dog you couldn't see in COVID?
Yeah.
Was that dog?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, doggy.
But like every time I go back home, he like knows I'm his owner. But like mum and dad just spoil him. So like dad will get up in the morning, cook him like a Scotch fillet. He's like the most spoilt dog ever.
Really?
Yeah. He
Is it a
sleeps.
boy or a girl?
No, boy.
Boy, okay.
But like I feel like because my brother and me are not home anymore, they've taken the dog as a kid.
Oh.
So like he sleeps with mum and dad.
They got rid of you.
Dad. Yeah. He gets treated better than me and my brother do.
I've got a good idea. Your next tat on the other side, get the mascot, Bulldogs mascot, and then you'll be in a Bulldog. Then you'll...
Bro, to be fair, with saying that, I ran out against the Warriors, or it could have been the game before that, the Sharks. I was in the tunnel, and I looked to my left, and I was like, is that a Bulldog? I didn't know there's an actual dog there.
Yeah.
That's the first time seeing it.
Really?
At every home game. I did not
he's
realise
there, bro.
that.
What's his name? Brutus? Is that his name? Brutus, yeah.
I did not realise
he's a
that actual
gangster.
dog's there. I started laughing as I went around to run out on the field. I was like, what the hell's
You're
going on
probably
here?
like, hey, boy. I'm like that. I can't, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm not a big dog fan. So every time I used to run out, I was like,
You get scared of dogs?
yeah, they're like, don't
Oh,
touch.
love
Yeah, I am a
dogs.
little bit. But yeah, I'm weird like that. I don't know what it is. All right. So your last two Insta posts, I've done a bit of stalking.
Oh, here
No,
we go.
it's just, and I'm just looking at you. So your last post was for bloke in a bar, nice model shot, and then there was another one. I think you're at a cafe with some like nice gear on, like looking suave. I'm a Lowe's model, so if you need any tips, just let me know. But modeling career, something after?
Yeah, well, it's pretty funny, man. Like, you know, so I got paid for them, and yeah, that's
I
like
don't get paid for Lowe's.
literally, yeah, it's like a sponsorship, and it's funny, like in the like footy environment, like kind of people look at it and be like, oh, what a burger. But like, bro, I'm going to America at the end of the year, and like I'm getting extra cash. Like, obviously, I'm going to do it. Like, then footy's got to end one time.
Well, you're going to America to be a model.
No, I'm going to America just for a trip. Like,
Oh, I was
off-season.
going to say,
Nah,
bro, that's, I would be
Bro,
like,
if
give
that-
footy up, get
See,
ahead of me.
Bro, I'll pack my stuff
Nick
up and go over
Youngquist,
there right
Nick
now.
Youngquist, eat your heart out.
Nah, but
You could be a Calvin Klein's model, actually.
But yeah, no, I
good.
got paid for them, and yeah, I guess footy's got to end one day, and yeah, just may as well make the most of it as it is, and we've got to get extra free cash and to pay for my holiday, and then why not?
Oh,
I know I
mate.
look like a bit of a burger, but
Nah. I'm all,
cash in hand. No, because Glassons is like they doing a 5 by Flynn. I think it's
Lessons.
called.
Is it a girl shop?
No, it's a unisex, bro. I know.
Nah,
it's a
mine no, hold on. There's not a unisex. I go with the Glassons and I sit there and I look at all the.
Bro, if
skinny
you click onto my
tops and-
photo, click the tag, and they've done a see, look.
There's a shout out. Glassons. Hey, look, Glassons, if you need me. But yeah, I'm very Lowe's. I'm very solid. At Lowe's. All right, so you had to retire today. Unfortunate circumstances. Was that it? You're gonna go straight and be a model? You reckon? Is that what you're doing?
There's a model company out there, 100%. I'll do it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's cash.
There is something that we've learned today.
It's cash and hookups. You got to think about it. Like,
Yeah, you do
You
get
can-
some good gear.
you got gear, get sponsorships from other people as well. I know I sound like a burger right now.
I'm not saying it.
But,
Talk to
bro,
the camera.
I'm telling you, like after football, like the way I've looked at it, after football, like you're not going to get it like anytime soon. So you may as well do it while you can.
Oh, mate, I'm with you. But boys might be India, but
Any car companies out there? I'm trying to find a car. My car's about
hey,
to die.
mate, don't extend it. You can't even ask Uncle Nick anymore, mate. You know what the Roosters?
I need to
He's
talk
the car
to
guy.
I need to talk to Gus.
Yeah, he's probably got about 10 of them. All right, final segment, mate. A little get to know you a little bit more, a little bit of footy. So besides footy, what are your hobbies or other sports that you like?
I love golf. If I wasn't playing footy, I'd be playing touch and OzTag. Love touch. I was growing up I was a touch boy. And
Yeah,
OzTag.
right.
Probably even Union Sevens. That'd be cool.
That'd be good.
Travel the world. I know. I kind of like look at Union Sevens as a touch like mentality.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've loved touch. Love golf. No good at golf.
What's your
But,
handicap or you just social?
I'm off for 13 at the moment.
13?
Yeah, but bro, you can be off of 13, then go play the next day and play off of 26. Golf is one of the hardest sports ever.
13's good, but 13's good golf. How often are you playing? You shouldn't be playing. When do you
Nah,
play?
in New Zealand, I was playing like 3 times a week. Okay. So but here I haven't been playing much. But yeah, golf, touch, OzTag. I don't know. I like staying active.
Do you reckon OzTag teaches you bad habits as a footy player?
With hips or
Well, everything. So I've only just started playing OzTag now, and I'm hopeless at tagging. Makes me so angry. But like I find, so obviously we're like taught to get your feet in close and get your body in close. But with OzTag, you can't close the gap.
Yeah,
whatever that rule. I don't worry, I go off at every ref at Parry Park. Reynolds closing the gap. Come on, man. Not every time.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know, but all I know is it gives you heaps of dislocated fingers and jarred fingers.
Yes. I haven't had one yet, but I understand you can get caught.
Yeah,
I just
the worst.
Don't touch them.
But yeah, like I like staying active, doing something.
Yep.
But yeah, a bit of touch, bit of OzTag.
Nice.
Golf.
So your headgear, you're sort of what you're known for. If I look at you, we know you're a model, but it's obviously it's got a bit of meaning behind it, mate. Do you do something with it at the end of every game or something like that?
Yeah, so obviously worn the Indigenous headgear pretty much my whole life. Then kind of got to the point where I've always been inspired to make my own headgear. So I was trying to make my own headgear, going over to China. My brother was going over to China for me, kind of sorting it out. Then Impact Headgear came on board. They're up in Brisbane, and they just said you can have your own headgear, but we'll just sell it off our site. I was like, sweet. So Daniel Evans up in Gold Coast, he's an Aboriginal artist. He done a design up for me. It's called Walkabout Warrior, and it's more about the warrior inside you. And it's just like pretty much having the courage and having the strength, like when you put on the headgear and kind of not taking a step back. That's probably like the short way of saying it. But yeah, after every game, I always go give my headgear out to a young kid. It just makes them happy, and I guess it's me giving back to the kids coming out to support us. But yeah, I remember when I was a young boy, and after every game, I just wanted to touch an NRL player, just to shake his hand or something. But yeah, I go out there, and if I can make someone smile or make a kid happy or whatever, I know that's probably, I've done my job. I know footy's my job, but that's probably what inspires me as well. Being an idol and inspiring the young generations, and just making them happy and making them showing them what being a football player actually is about. It's not that hard to give back to kids or what. So if I can put a smile on someone's face, it makes me happy.
Yeah, it's nice to hear, mate. Sometimes we can get caught up in rugby league and the roller coaster, but it's so much bigger than that. And as you just mentioned, you can make a kid's day from going over and giving him a high five on the side, and which is awesome to see that you think about that stuff, because I don't think a lot of people think about the impact we can have. But 100%. You spoke about your Indigenous culture, mate. You're obviously very, very proud of that, and you love representing your people week in, week out. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%. I've said it all the time, All-Stars week, when All-Stars come around, it's one game that I really look forward to out every year. I would honestly play it in a heartbeat. All the boys come into camp, we connect, and I know it's weird. You go into camps and it's a bit awkward because you don't really know each other. But once we go into the Indigenous camp, it's just the boys just don't shut up. It's just a hectic week. So, yeah, big part of why I play is obviously my culture. Go make my family proud, but also my mob. And like I said before, being that idol for the young generation. To have someone to look up to. Foxy does it real good with the young kids, and if I can try, be someone's idol, then I know I've done my job. So it's pretty humbling, knowing that I get to live out my dream every day, but also being someone's idol or just inspiring a little kid to play rugby league. It's a big part of me.
Yeah, it's awesome, mate. You should be super proud of what you do for your culture, mate, because it's, once again, footy's a game, but what you can do and people you can outsource is quite amazing. So it's actually cool to listen to you talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Another thing that I just see from the outside looking in, Shawnee with the team song. You're always like picking him up, and I've known Shawnee for a very long time, mate, and just to see you involve him like that and pretty much make him the leader of the song is pretty cool, mate. It's something that you look forward to every week after a win.
Yeah. In New Zealand, we had Mahi Man and Rob Meister. They used to do the same thing, and I was real close with them. You know, everyone should be included in everything, and just coming here, and you had Shawnee here, and I know how much he's done for the club, and I know how much the club respect him, and I guess it's the same, like seeing him happy, and I don't know why I done it one time. I just looked at him, and he gets so involved in the team song, he loves it. Like I remember he was slapping his hand on the bin, and Birdo was slapping his boot, and Birdo's got a big boot, and I had to like move his hand because I thought his freaking hand was going to get hit, but I don't know why I done it, man. I just picked him up one time, then I just seen that he loved it, and he loves it, bro. So it makes me happy seeing him happy. He does so much and for the club, and he loves game day, and I know Freddie loves him as well, and all the boys love him. But just give him back again, man. Just making him happy.
He's done everything, mate. He's been the team song leader. He's actually given speeches before the game. He sprays you. Well, I had a shocking game one day, like, and I knew it, and he was like and I was like, do you actually reckon he's saying that like you've had a stinker? I reckon he does. He does.
There was one game I don't remember. It could have been after the Cronulla game. Ciro was talking, and he interrupted Ciro and just started talking to us.
I love that.
And we were all just and Ciro just stood back and just like, he didn't even say anything after. He just said, go sing the team song. So, that was funny, man. It's good seeing him at every game.
Yeah. Well, mate, we're all about inclusion here at the Dogs, and that's probably the best part to see, how he's so involved, and it makes his day, makes his week, honestly, mate, turn up there every week. So
it's such a such a family club, man, and that's the main reason why I love it.
Mate, that was a great episode. Thanks so much for coming on, brother.
Thanks, brother.
I really
Thank
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll hit up those companies for some more modelling for you.
Any car companies, please.